Page 46, God is worthy. The last piece in the book. Congratulations if you've made it this far. Get this correct and everything right. And if you have a teacher, I'm sure you're ready to go on to the next book. If you don't have a teacher, then I would encourage you to go back through the book again if you've only been through it once, because you will remember things you forgot and you'll pick up things you missed. And it's important that you get everything. So one of the problems with learning music is everything presented you have to remember from then on. It's not like taking a history test where you can cram for the test and then forget most of it afterwards. It doesn't work that way. Here they're introducing a term at the top called ritardando, another Italian term. It means to gradually slow down. You usually find it at the end of a piece, but you can find it in the middle of a piece too. It's wherever. It simply means your counting is just going to get a little slower. It's like a train coming to a stop, except you may not come to a stop. You're just slowing down a little bit. How much you slow down? Well, again, that's an interpretive thing. We don't know really. There's no set rule on how much you can slow down. You just slow down a little bit. In this piece, you see in the third line down, the last two measures, they've put ritardando in there and they put dashed in between each of the syllables. So it's rit, r, don, do. Normally, you just get the word ritardando, or rit for short, R-I-T period. And then the dotted line would be after that all the way to how far they want you to slow down. They wouldn't spread the word out. This is unusual to see the word split up like this. What the meaning is throughout this whole thing, where ritardando is, that's where you're slowing down. So you have this 1, 2, however fast it's andante, so it's kind of a strolling speed. 1, 2, 3, 1. Then you start slowing down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Until you get to the end of it. You keep slowing down until you get to however far the ritardando is. So if I play this third line like that, it's here. 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, and then they put a fermata at the end, and I'm going to double the value of the smaller note, which would be an eighth note. My problem is when I'm with a metronome, I can't double an eighth note because it throws me off on the metronome. So I have to add another beat. I'm just going to add another beat on here, hold, and then we go on. And then at the last line, you see the MF, and then right after it, there's an a tempo. And that's Italian again, means resume the speed you were doing before you changed it. Well, we slowed down before. Now we're going to go back to the speed we had originally. 1 and 2. Otherwise, we would have to keep being slow. However much we slowed down, that's our new speed. We're going to keep that. So they put the a tempo in to tell you, no, don't keep that. Go back to where you were. And that's the way that works. It's a fun thing. It really is. You see an a tempo and a ritardando and all that. Usually it's RIT period, rit. So 3/4 time with lots of eighth notes. Look at the right hand. There's the melodies in the right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and that's it. Then in the third line down, you have that F sharp stuck in there. Accidentals. So I'm in this position since the F, the fourth finger's on the F. I'm going to use the fourth finger on the F sharp. At the end of the line, third line, that F, the last note in the line, that is an F natural, not an F sharp. Because remember the rule for accidentals, it applies only for that measure. We're in a different measure. Those sharps don't count here, so it's an F natural. And then you keep going. 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3. And then we would continue, etc. That's the way that works. When I play with a metronome, I can't slow down because the metronome won't slow down. So the slowing down and all that stuff, you're going to have to do on your own. When we do the play with me, it's all one speed. There's no slow. But I will add an extra note to that fermata, or an extra beat, I should say, to the fermata. Now for the left hand, starts out simple enough with 3 beat dotted half notes. Then you get eighth notes in the last measure, the first line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Same thing in the third line down, but the third line we have 2 notes at a time. Here, and then here, and then here. This is a technique I explained before, as I'm using the wrist going up and down to help me out. In the first measure, it's middle finger and thumb. I'm raising the wrist up, and when I lower the wrist, I'm going to raise these fingers up and lower the other fingers. And then going on, I'm going to raise these fingers up and lower the other fingers when I lower the wrist. So it's here, here. So it's the fingers come, the new fingers come down with the wrist, and the fingers you're using come up. Is the way it works. So you're using the weight of the hand to push the notes down. You're just trying to control which fingers are down and up. That's all we're doing here. And then raise the wrist, and then down, and then up. And I'm lowering the fingers for the new note with the wrist as they come down. Here, these fingers with the wrist, and then the other fingers all, of course, come up. There is a page 47. They list a bunch of Italian words. I want you to match up the English words. I could go over that, but I think it would be more helpful if you don't understand any of them to go back through the book and match them up. If you've only been through the book once, you're going to want to go through it again anyway. And so as you're doing that, you can come back here and you match these up as you run across these. You know, for instance, that retardando is on page 46. And so you'd find out retardando means what? And that's what it is. That you can do it that way. You will learn these over time because you're going to see them so much. But the sooner you understand them, the better off you're going to be. Really. It'll help. You got enough other stuff to deal with. So learn what we can learn now. Let's play this together slowly. I'll give us 3 counts. So check the notes and the rhythms. So starting out in middle C position. 1, ready, and go, and.